right through Saturday AM after Friday 9 p.m. post. The Saw and Tyler Perry brands, the cornerstones that built the House of Lionsgate, are respectively leading the pre-Halloween October finale with a combined estimated total of $25.3 million in the number 1 and 2 spots. That's really the only positive thing to say about this weekend. On the downside, the Twisted Pictures co-production, Jigsaw, is coming in at an estimated $16 million after a $7.1 million Friday, which is the lowest opening ever for a Saw movie. That said, everything is coming in lower than projected, and that's just the nature of the marketplace, as potential moviegoers celebrate Halloween over this weekend. Couple this with the fact that horror picks are front-loaded, and this is the 8th in the series, and that's why Jigsaw is so low. In addition, Adult-wide entries DreamWorks/Universal's Thank You for Your Service and Paramount/Black Bear's Suburbicon are dying at this point in time with respectively $4 million and $3 million, the latter an unfortunate B. Low for Matt Damon among his movies that have opened north of 2,000 theaters. On top of that, the George Clooney-directed Hybrid gets a D cinema score. That's just 1/2 grade above the F that Paramount's Mother earned. While both titles launched over the film festival circuits, Mother polarized audiences in its rawness and approved by critics with a 69% fresh Rotten Tomatoes rating. But Suburbicon, no one could make heads or tails of this 1950s period comedy/thriller at 27% Rotten. Clooney had a similar B.O. disaster 2 years ago with his produced political comedy Our Brand is Crisis, $3.2 million opening, $7 million domestic B.O. off $28 million production cost. That Sandra Bullock movie received a C+. In all fairness to Lionsgate, they saw their 8th Saw movie posting in the high teens. Rivals were bullish. Still at a responsible $10 million production cost and the ancillary vibrancy of this franchise, there can't be too much red ink bleeding here. In fact, insiders believe the pick will be profitable. More money in the bank for Lionsgate's Saw franchise, which, through 7 films, stands at $874 million worldwide. However, Jigsaw's lower-than-expected turnout speaks to the challenges with age-old horror franchises on the big screen. Today's horror aficionados have uber-high standards in this era. $323.6 million projected through Sunday, are keen to originality, and follow reviews. Jigsaw has a knife in its back from critics, who gave it a 42% Rotten score. Also dulling down Jigsaw is the fact that there are 3 other Halloween-themed films in the market, Lionsgate's own Medea, which chiefly draws older females, Happy Death Day, and It. Still, a better turnout by Jigsaw here than Paramount's Rings, $13 million opening, and Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, $8 million opening, which, in all fairness, had its legs cut off by exhibitors with its experimental quad rollout. Jigsaw received a B cinema score, which is good for a Saw movie. Across its previous 8 chapters, Saw 2 earned the best cinema score of B+, while Saw V received the lowest with a C. Friday night turnout saw 57% men to 43% females, with 60% over 25, according to CinemaScore. Under 25 and under 18 both gave the horror film its best grades of B+. On Thursday night, men outweighed females, 58% to 42% in ComScore/Screen Engine's post-track, but it's the under 25 women, 21%, and older males, 30%, who loved Jigsaw the most, respectively, with a 76% and 70% overall positive score. Most demos are giving the Spielberg-directed movie its best definite recommends. Lionsgate built a campaign with the theme "Jigsaw is everywhere." They highlighted that in such activations as a virtual reality-enabled escape room at New York Comic Con, a Halloween Horror Nights Saw maze, and in its outdoor campaign, which featured everyday people with face makeup inspired by the film's Billy the Puppet. Lionsgate touted an online socially conscious ad campaign called All Types Welcome, with 8 social media stars who had large gay, bisexual and transgender fan bases, which encouraged people to donate blood across 25 cities. Created by Lionsgate's chief brand officer Tim Palin, the blood drive doubled as a protest against the donation regulations set by the Food and Drug Administration that prohibit most gay or bisexual men from donating unless they've foregone a sexual encounter for at least a year. About 125 gay pints were collected. Among those stunts moving needles on social, there was a Friday the 13th timed digital roadblock, which generated over 120 impressions across a custom Jigsaw Snapchat lens, Twitter trend, Vivo playlist sponsorship, and IGN Evil Dead 2 video game takeover. Boo 2. A Madea Halloween is looking at $9.3 million in weekend 2, minus 56% for a running 10-day total of $34.8 million. Boo. A Madea Halloween fell 40% in its weekend 2 for a #1 take of $17.2 million, but didn't have any Halloween competition a year ago, with Ron Howard's Dan Brown feature adaptation Inferno failing to ignite fire in older adults. While Thank You for Your Service was made for a modest estimated cost of $20 million with targeted P&A toward the red states, it's not bringing in its faithful in an American Sniper type of way, even though the pick was directed by Jason Hall, that pick's Oscar-nominated screenwriter. Those who bought tickets gave it an A, and critics were kind with a 77% fresh score. Turnout here was 57% males, 39% over 50, and 74% over 25. American Sniper was fueled by Clint Eastwood and Bradley Cooper's wattage, not to mention late sniper Chris Kyle had a respected following. That movie thrusted you into Kyle's suspenseful pop and the polar moral choices he had to make in a flash second. Thank You for Your Service is a serious drama that deals with soldiers' PTSD when they come home from war, and that's a heavy subject for moviegoers, despite the feature's earnest attempts. We saw a similar box office fate last weekend with Black Label/Sony's Only the Brave, whereby truly gut-wrenching drama kept audiences at home. Universal reached out to the military and veteran organizations and toured the PIC's talent and filmmakers at screenings in Washington, D.C. with the Department of Veteran Affairs, as well as in Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, St. Louis, Denver, and Phoenix. On social media, Relish Mix observed in advance a divided reaction to Thank You for Your Service. Moviegoers are praising what appears to be an accurate portrayal of military life and delight in a film that shows veterans in a positive manner. However, many who have a personal connection to the war or troops who served expressed that they found the story heavy. Many are divided of the topic of warfare, which could confirm this is a politically charged film. In addition, Relish Mix calls out the Shania Twain song Soldier on the Pix soundtrack as a huge miss in regards to hooking a bigger crowd. The song was #1 on the charts a few weeks prior. In a featurette, Shania spoke, off-camera, about the song. Prior to the release, Shania also had a message that played before the trailer featuring the song in some theaters, that said, "It's good that the campaign benefited from this music video," posted to Shania's Vivo channel on YouTube, drawing to 11K views. However, it's a considerable miss for the campaign that Twain did not talk about the film specifically on any of her official pages, nor did the official FB page post her clip. Suburbicon is a feathered fish and came out of the fall festivals with an awful buzz around it. It's a period mashup which is off-putting to audiences. Taking a look at Clooney's directing resume, his credits aren't intended to be commercial smashes, but rather, auteurish cinematic endeavors, his Edward R. Murrow's story Good Night, and Good Luck was shot in black and white and only made $31.6 million stateside and yielded 6 Oscar noms, including Best Picture and Director. That said, it was only made for $7 million. Why did Monuments Men work? $22 million opening and $78 million domestic. Distribution execs point to that Pix appeal in being a war film and caper comedy, as well as its all-star cast that included Damon, Clooney, and Bill Murray. Relish Mix noticed that potential moviegoers are unsure what ticket they're buying with Suburbicon, for laughs, dark comedy or political commentary. Who actually went? CinemaScore shows 55% men and 54% over 50. That later group condemned Suburbia with a solid F. Giving the pick a D were men, 25 plus demo, 90%, and females at 45%. Given the situation with these stars, Paramount had no choice but to go wide following Venice and TIFF in order to get a return on its $10 million investment and P&A and to get any headway they could heading into the competitive play period. Some moviegoers have pointed out that the trailers seem to be tricking them into a dark comedy, when it is actually more like a thriller. As seen with the disappointment of Mother, chatter is stirring about what the journey will be, and there are plenty of rumors around Suburbicon that there is a hidden agenda or secondary story, says Relish Mix. This is the second fall film festival nosedive for the Melrose lot after Mother, which could still trump its Sour Bee. Performance, $17.8 million, with its potential awards pedigree. One's Golden Globe and Oscar nom ballots are turned in. Industry estimates as of Saturday AM for the weekend of October 27 to 29. Let There Be Light, Atlas, 373 theaters, $598,000 free. /P.T.A, $4K 3-day come, $1.6 million Becca 1 Same Kind of Different as Me, Pure /Par, 1,238 theaters, -124, $375,000 free, -78% 3-day, $1.3 million, -49% total, $4.8 M /Becca 2 All I See Is You, or, 283 theaters, $49,000 free. /3-day come, $152,000/VEC11SD update, Friday 7:44 a.m. Lionsgate's Saw sequel Jigsaw earned $1.6 million last night in Thursday previews at 2,400 locations. That's just under the $1.7 million earned by Saw 3D, the last installment in the franchise 7 years ago. From midnight screenings before the film posted an $8.976 million Friday and $22.5 million opening weekend. Likewise, tracking has this eighth Saw title landing in the low $20 million range, which is commendable for a storied horror franchise. While the days of rebooting classic horror picks are technically over, Blumhouse/Weinstein Company's Amityville: The Awakening is in limited release and was available on Google Play earlier this month for free, and early horror franchises Out of Breath, i.e. Paranormal Activity, Blair Witch and The Ring, here's Jigsaw Standing Tall. The horror pick directed by Michael Spierig and Peter Spierig expands to 2,941 theaters today. Fandango reported yesterday that Jigsaw advance tickets sales heading into the weekend are the best ever for any Saw title. 2 weeks ago, Blumhouse/Universal's Happy Death Day made $1 million on Thursday night, but that's a PG-13 horror film and is a destination for women under 25. R-rated titles like Jigsaw skew older male. Happy Death Day beat its tracking with a $26 million 3-day. Among regular ranked titles yesterday, Lionsgate's Pooh 2, A Madea Halloween took Thursday with an estimated $815,000 for a week's total of $25.5 million. The Tyler Perry movie is projected to dip 48% in its second weekend with $11 million for a 10-day running income of $36.5 million. DreamWorks/Universal's Thank You for Your Service, and Paramount/Black Bear Pictures' Suburbicon aren't expected to make dents at the box office respectively with $3.75 million and $5M and $7M. Thank You for Your Service, directed by American Sniper writer Jason Hall off David Finkel's 2013 book, grossed $280,000 last night at 1,760 locations with showtimes starting at 7 p.m. DreamWorks, Universal and AMC team to offer you, as veterans and active duty service members, free tickets at more than 400 AMC locations. Pick follows a group of soldiers returning from the Iraq War with PTSD. Miles Teller, Haley Bennett, Keisha Castle-Hughes and Amy Schumer star. Suburbicon is a dark comedy directed by George Clooney and scripted by Joel Coen and Ethan Coen, Clooney and his creative partner Grant Heslov. The pick did not resonate with critics coming out of Venice and the Toronto International Film Festival with a 29% Rotten score. As such, Paramount couldn't afford to platform this movie after shelling out a reported estimated $10 million plus P&A. Open Road has Mark Forster's All I See Is You starring Blake Lively. It's hitting 250 locations and reps a service deal for Open Road. Sierra/Affinity handled foreign. Open Road receives a distribution fee.